Hello, grade 12s, and why do you think I'm laughing with this microphone in picture? Okay, maybe I had no idea. Or have you done one of these? Because, oh, that was a goodie, wasn't it? Okay, so we're back with sequences and series. As I'm recording this, I'm wondering who's this going out to? Who's still at home or waiting to get into the physical classroom. Okay, so are you ready? No, okay. So enough of this. So let's go into it. Sequences and series here are notes going. So today we're just going to look at arithmetic sequences. Now, arithmetic is just the ones that go up steadily. So let's go for an example. Let's just go straight into it. Arithmetic progressions. I'm just going to write AP for now. So let's say we got something like 7, 12, 17, 22, 27, and so it goes on. What's the pattern to this sequence? Okay, so with a bit of luck, we're awake and we're going, cool, well, this was plus 5. And then this was another plus 5. And each time it seemed like we just plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. Cool. So our first term, that wouldn't work. Let's say our first term is T1. So what is our first term? My first term 7. Okay, T2. How do we get there from the first term? Well, we've just added 5, right? So added 5. T3. How do we get to T3 from the first term? Well, we've jumped 5 twice, so we've added 2 5s. So we've gone 5 and there 2 of them. But that's actually, that makes weird to write it that way around. Let's say we've got 2 of these 5s. Okay, what about T4? From the first term, how do we get there? Well, we've got 3 lots of 5, right? Let's just check what I mean by that. We jumped 5, 5, and we jumped 3 lots of 5. So for the fourth term, we jumped 3 lots of 5. So let's jump ahead to something a bit more exciting and say, so I could go, what about T16? How are we going to get there from the first term? Okay, well, we started the first term and we added a whole lot of 5s. How many did we add? Well, when there were 4, we added 3 lots of 5 because that's how many jumps there were. So there were 15 jumps. Let's just take a moment to pause and let that sink in. Okay, so we're there. We've got this idea of we're jumping by 5 each time. How many jumps are there from the first one? Right, so let's look at Tn. So if we choose any term, then we're going to start with our first term. So that was 7, I think. We're going to add a whole lot of groups of 5. And how many of those are we going to add? Well, how many are we going to add? How relative to n, how many groups of 5 do we have? Well, we've got 1 less than n, so we've got n minus 1. Interested to see how you said that or described that. So our general formula for any arithmetic progression, arithmetic, is Tn is our first term, which we're going to call A. I think we did that in sequences before. And we're going to go n minus 1 of the difference. There's your first formula of the section. And it is given to you, but we need to make sense of it. And we want to jump there quickly. So let's go through it and say, okay, so what is which one do we want to go for? What did I write here? What's the 20th term? Okay. So T20 equals 7 plus 19D. Quick and easy. We don't need to write n minus 1, substitute 20 minus 1, 7 plus 19D. Wait, what was D? D was 5. So 7 plus 19 times 5. Into the calculator it goes. And we get, what do we get? About 102 or so. Which one did I work out? Yeah. Oh, yeah, 102. Okay. Excellent stuff. 102. Did you get that as well? Okay, and maybe I'll ask you another question, which is, which term is equal to 217. And how are you going to work that out? Okay, so with a bit of luck you went, oh, well, which one is equal to 217? Well, it's 7 plus n minus 1 d. No, we know what d is. D is 5. So we've substituted into our formula and said, okay, well, let's work out what n is from there. And from there we can go. Okay, so 217 equals 7 plus 5n minus 5. 217 equals 7 minus 5 is 2, so 5n minus 2. We add ourselves a few pages. We add 2 to both sides, right? And while that's loading up, we divide both sides by 5. And this is just solving a linear equation. You've done lots of these by now. So you've gone like plus 2, plus 2. So you got, was that right? Oh, why did I have a... This is wrong, right? Did you spot that? Plus 2 there. So you're minus 2, you're minus 2. See, this is what happens when you don't concentrate. So you got 215 equals 5n, and then you merrily went, okay, divide by 5, and you got, oh, well, that's n, and this was 43. How are we feeling on that? Okay, last piece of the puzzle for this little bit is why is 318, why is that not, definitely not going to be a term in this sequence? I can think of a few ways to maybe describe why. I mean, the most basic is, have a look, 7, 12, 17. It's always like 7, 2, 7, 2, 7, 2. Where would that 8 suddenly come from? Okay, that feels good and intuitive, but maybe a bit more mathematical. We'd have to start talking about 5s and 10s. Or, let's just sub it and see. 318 equals 5n plus 2. Because we know that tn equals 5n plus 2. Now, I've just simplified what we had there. Tn equals, we originally said it was 7 plus n minus 1 times 5. It's worthwhile just simplifying this. So tn equals 7 plus 5n minus 25. What happened there? I'm on the same one. Ooh, wait. And, whoa. I've lost my mind here, right? It's there to keep you on your toes. N minus 1. I'm skipping a step here. N minus 1. And so that's 7 plus 5n minus 5. Tn equals 5n plus 2. So we just simplified that. And I was in the way, but that was happening over there. Okay, so back to where we were. Is 318 a term in the sequence? So we substituted in 318 equals 5n plus 2. And let's check. Minus 2, minus 2. I'm slowing down here a little bit. 316 equals 5n. Divide by 5, divide by 5. N equals, Now what do you notice about 316 divided by 5? Well, it comes out to be some sort of fraction. Not even interested what the fraction is. But n is that number term. So is it the first term? Is it the second term? The third term? The fourth term? The fifth term? Can't be the fractional term, the 60,3, something like that. So therefore 318 is not a term in the sequence. In this progression. What other values of n would mean that a term is not in the sequence? So if you got some sort of other answer that said n equals something else, what else is not going to be valid? Well, the one that sticks out to me is a negative number. So if you had like n equals minus 5, that doesn't make sense. You can't have the negative fifth term. Okay, so try a few of those. You've got, I think I put it here on the website, so you can see here which ones to do. exercise 3, page 6, 1, 3A, and optionally 3B. And let's go through one more worked example that we're going to do now. And we'll do it as part of the same video. Take a pause. If you're working at home, just take a breather and come back to this part of the video. No, let's do it in the next video rather.